Okay, so what's that word, man? It's VE Media. So today we're with something international, you get me?
Yes, we are.
We are with Deena Theodora.
Yes.
So talk to me, how are you feeling right now?
I'm so grateful. This is so much fun to be here all the way from Toronto to London, going international. And I gotta be careful. This is like rubbing off on the accent's rubbing off on me sometimes.
No, you rocking the accent
it
that
comes
you got
and
there,
goes a little bit, but yeah. All right, so we just, I must say, where can I start? Just being here in London, first of all, is like, the feeling is iconic. It's my first time. Everyone's been super lovely, and I'm just grateful to be a part of the festival, and be here promoting the release that's coming up with Smiley.
No, definitely. So firstly, I want to talk about, who are you for anyone who doesn't know?
Well, I guess if you were to Google Deena Theodora, you would come up and see that I'm a singer-songwriter. I have dabbled as well in performing arts, commercials, theater, print, modeling. I've done a mix of all sorts of arts in my life, but at this point it's come to the grand finale of my music and this debut that's happening. So yeah, I'm really excited.
Okay, because you've been doing music since what, 2019, right?
You know, it's funny, music has always been in my family, but I would say on that note, even though it's been there for a while, you know, family wise, I would say professionally speaking, like, you know, I would say my entrance into more of a professional setting music wise was 2019, in my Yes track with Super Sacco, Fido Blanco and Carl Wolf. It was his song Carl Wolf, and then there was features.
So how did it feel to like that one? Why did it take you so long to get into music professionally, or were you just dabbling with different things, experimenting? And on top of that, how did it feel for your first track basically to be with Carl Wolf? So
I guess like that's a twofold. We'll get to the first part. I just feel like there's two separate things in the world of music. You know, there's music and the art and the love and the passion of music, but then there's like the showbiz part, you know. And I think for me, it was like in the start of it was more about the passion and the love, and, you know, finding my creativity, finding that the sound, and finding my tribe, really. Like, you know, you need a team, you need like a kid, they say he needs a village. I needed to really build up to that point to find my tribe, and I'm so grateful to have found my tribe now with the amazing Ante, Joanna, Abstract Studios, that's been really supporting me again with up to this point with the release. But and on the second fold, because you asked me specifically what it was that got me with the Yes track. So at the time, I do have to give credit to my then partner, and he was actually helping. He was my manager, fiance / how could I say, like my ambassador, you know. And he was very much supporting me, and we just, all of us, we would have outings, and we would just hit it off. Like, so we would go to social events, and one thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, I'm in studio with Carl Wolf, and after like an hour, we have the song like down pat, the lyrics, everything, and then Yes is born.
No, definitely. Shout out to your ex-partner. I don't know.
Sam. Thank you. Yeah. That was at that time. Yeah. Sam, actually, you know, there was a time in my life that, you know, I was in my shell, and it, you know, sometimes as artists, like, we get like so cocooned to ourselves. And I think that I needed at that time in my life that helped me to get to a point of, like you mentioned, the professional side of the music, to push me and to just kind of propel me to what was feeling so uncomfortable for me at the time, that it was just more than just a hobby or something fun. He would like literally, like, you know, just always push me to do more and to be more and to really fulfill so much more.
So how's your upbringing like? Because I know you speak 7 languages, is it?
Sorry, can you repeat that?
How's your upbringing?
My art?
Your upbringing.
Oh, my upbringing, sorry.
The accent, innit?
Oh, I love it when we got back to the internet. But yeah, no, my upbringing, so it's like we talk about, you know, my big fat Greek wedding, like I come from a big fat Greek family. Like there's 5 of us, and there was, like I said, always music in the family. And I would say, you know, drumming on pots and pans with my brother, who's now a professional percussionist, to going to basically festivals every summer. My uncle has a Greek band that they would tour North America wide, and just being at this, they call it Panagidi in Greek, the summer fest. So it really just ignited this in me, the art form of it's funny because like I always talk about this, but people don't realize like where it sparks from. So for me, it was sitting one day, I was like 12, 13, and I was obsessed with the movie Mascazero, and the closing credits track really ignited this passion in me, because I started singing to the track, and I realized like my voice was like hitting certain octaves and points, and then finally I started playing operatically with my voice, and finding that I just really enjoyed like going all sorts of like heights with that as well. So I started jazz, I started classical, and then I went now with pop and dance, and this fusion of like 80s and synth, and bringing all that back.
No, definitely. How was your upbringing in Ottawa though? Like, how's your family life? How's it growing up in a city like Ottawa? For people who don't know how Ottawa is, isn't it?
So that's right. Ottawa, I would say, well, it's the capital, right? You come there and it's like being in London, so to speak. Not as obviously as big. I would say growing up in Ottawa was more tight knit. Like there's such I feel it's more I would say like tight knit in terms of community, family, a lot of working class, families. But I grew up, I would say, unlike Toronto, it's like, a little bit more of a rat race. We were a very close-knit family growing up. A lot of there was never a dull moment. So, as much as, every city has its charm, I feel like it's definitely, I can't compare it to Toronto, but Ottawa was definitely a lot quieter, a lot simpler. People just, I guess I could say it's just like less of a rat race. But I still ended up in Toronto anyway, so it all ended up happening. And then I ended up, after my father passed 2 years ago.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Thank you. I ended up going back to Ottawa because I was in Toronto for many years. But funny enough, they called me back to Toronto because now Ante and Joanna have been calling me, and I've been going back and forth for a while now, since the past 2 years, just getting in on these projects and getting in on the productions, and just really just fulfilling all this these creative outlets.
Talking about projects, how do you feel with your upcoming release with Smiley OVO?
How do I feel? I'm exhilarated. I'm grateful. I'm completely stoked, and just I'm excited, and I'm nervous at the same time. Sometimes I feel like I'm flying off the seat of my pants, not really knowing what to expect. But then again, when it just sometimes, like they say, great things happen all at once, and I feel like that's kind of what's happening. So just being here and having an experience at Wireless, having, the moment that, we're doing this together as, him featuring and being in this track, and having the support of my team, and just the way it came together. Shout out to Ante for bringing it all together with Smiley and the team and the gang. We were brainstorming for a while who was going to be a best fit, and I just kind of like, it just came to happen perfectly. And, we've been laughing ever since.
I'd like to know, how did you kind of get that relationship with OVO Smiley? Because I feel like that is a big feature, especially in Canada. So like, how did that come about? Was that just through Ante, or was that through like
Well, I'm going to welcome, little drum roll, Mr. Ante in the house.
I'm hearing all the cool stuff.
Yeah, so this is Ante, everyone. Ante, welcome.
What's up?
Yes, so Ante is going to introduce to you how it came about, because, he's kind of like the wizard behind the magic of it all. And, we were talking about how it was going to come to be. And Ante is going to explain a little bit about it.
Well, yeah, especially because a lot of it happened without Deena even, like, well, so at first, right? What's really cool, I'm just like popping into you.
Yeah.
But yeah, with Smiley's project being called Don't Box Me In, it was like Smiley's time to say, like, he's not a one-dimensional type of artist, And I actually showed him the song that Deena made before even, like, getting the feature or doing anything like that. And he was like, I would kill this. And that's when it was like, okay, shoot, he'll kill this. I'm like, yo, Deena, Smiley likes the song.
Because we had a few, like, because overall we had more than, I think it was like 3 or 4 that we were kind of like going down, like, and they were vibing with the track. Yeah. But I think at the end of the day, I think it was just also, for me, it's energy, and we just vibed right away.
Yeah, and Smiley killed it.
Oh,
and the video
really came through.
He actually is such a good fit for it, and it's crazy because it was like different than something you'd expect from Smiley, but yet so fitting.
So it's kind of funny because the juxtaposition, right? Am I hiding behind the?
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
So it's kind of funny how, you know, when you hear the beginning of the track, you know, you're thinking of like, you know, a high school, like how could I say, like a high school teen dance, like, you know, very you know, romantic, you know, like being swept off, a woman being swept off her heels, and then all of a sudden, you know, him coming in with the rap, it's kind of like, wow, like people don't expect, and then it's like a interesting, surprising, exhilarating,
And it's like a lift. It's like not a dull. It's like fun. It's vibrant. It keeps that college, high school kind of vibe going.
That's
so
it.
It came out really cool.
And you know, I feel like it wouldn't be the same if it was just like, obviously, you know, people would enjoy just my vocals, but I'm saying the fact that he came in with the rap, I feel like, especially with, you know, the youngins, the youngins, they enjoy it that much more just because of the whole, like, you know, the rap culture.
Yeah, and the hip hop element's really
Right.
cool. They're gonna be going to Maza now, right?
Crazy. There we go. 2 Mazas in, and so are we.
Love how I just jumped into the middle of this.
Yes. we had a little cutoff here, but you know, I'm back in.
It's just like, I just know the world needs to watch out for Deena. She's going crazy.
Aww.
And like, this is her 3rd single, like in the last little bit. And it's been like radio play, festival, shout out. So it's like, I don't know, I'm excited to see what's.
And to add to that, I just want to say there's a real thing that I have to shout Abstract Studio and Ante with this, because it's so funny. Ante reached out to me originally, and do you remember what you saw when you were how did you do it? How did it happen?
That's even crazy too. I literally was in my studio, and I was like, I really want to. It's gonna sound weird. I really want to work with a pop star. I'm like, I wanna, cause like, you know, I do a lot of R&B, I do a lot of hip hop, but I'm like, I want to do like a pop star. And I'm like, I wrote pop star, the tag in Instagram, Toronto pop star, and I'm looking, and like, you know, there's like hundreds of like people that come up when you do that, and I saw Deena, and I was like, excuse me, hello, hi. But crazy small world, because I knew you previously, but I didn't know that.
And so the fact that it happened so beautifully and organically and magically for me, it made it feel so much more authentic and real. And it's almost like, you know, some things that just come to you naturally. The way he just reached out for me, that's another thing in the music industry. It's not just the music. It's
relationships.
It's relationships, and it's also the machine. The fact that Ante was able to, on his own, you know, like take the time, you know, invest in at least, you know, what he did, and going out of his way to, like, you know, because a lot of people, they don't even know how to reach out and take themselves out of their comfort zone. So he reached out, he did what he did, but he's also he's a label, and so the thing that I always credit him with is the fact that there's a machine to this, and without the machine, it's like the whole thing behind, you know, like the Wizard of Oz.
Yeah.
There's got to be things happening like a machine in the background, and if it's not for that, we wouldn't be here. And so I feel like I have to give it to Ante for us being here right now. And
so kind.
No, but seriously, and I feel like the States has the machine, but in Canada, that's what we're lacking. And I feel like the fact that we're able to get there right now with this, you know, whole rollout and really work on that machine, that's really what's making all the difference.
And I must just say, and like all of that, like, we're just gonna go back and forth. Without the hard work that like an artist like Deena puts in, you can't have it. So it's like you have to want it bad, and Deena, like, look, you want us in the background cheering her.
Combination for sure.
Yeah, because without that, like Deena's nonstop. Like, it's like, Deena, we have to be here. She's here. We're in the UK, so.
Wham bam. Yeah, and that's what it takes. So, you know, I'm really, and that's why I'm completely stoked, because again, it's like and it's funny that he reached out, because I was actually, you know, calling out to the universe for, you know, this machine-like thing. I'm telling you, it's like it just organically happened, and then just things just came together.
Is there any UK artists you would like to tap in with and collaborate with?
Oh my goodness. Well, I've always kind of had a thing, like, you know, Lily Collins has always, you know, been on my radar. Like, I heard just the authenticity to everything she sings about. Obviously, you know, I'd love to have a little sit down, maybe a cup of tea and crumpets with Adele. But you know, I just you know, rest in peace. If she was still alive, I want to have a little Amy Winehouse time too.
Funny enough, she used to live literally around the corner from here.
No, like
around the corner, literally.
So you guys would have her here all the time?
She literally lives right there, like over that way.
And so, you know, it's like at this point, I feel like I want to get on. I want to just start like typing, like get to my team and like start doing like major, like the same way that we're talking about how he got on and he, looked up and he reached out to me. That's one of the things I want to do actually, is start reaching out, like other than DJG, and start doing that. Aside from all the work that we're doing with the release and the promoting and media, definitely reaching out to a lot more, because I know that there's amazing talent here in London.
No, for sure. How about this? I want to ask you a question.
Wait, I have a question.
Go on.
Do you recommend anyone specifically with my sound for me that I should reach out to while I'm here?
Okay. I'm gonna have to think about it.
All right, you take your time and come back.
I'm gonna come back.
And you let me know.
We'll do.
And then how about you take the time to hit them up and hit me up and have us all hit up, and then we can take our time together getting to know the process as it is.
For sure.
That would be fun. Take your time. Think about it.
Definitely. But I wanted to. Where was I? I was gonna ask you, like. Now I've been seeing there's been loads of debates about which is better, UK rap or US rap. What do you think is better, UK rap or US rap?
Why do I have to get in politics now? Oh my goodness. Okay, so when you say better,
oh my God,
when you say better, okay, it's so sexy saying it like that. Honestly, I need to really get into my zone. No, but seriously, like when you say that, I feel like it's so hard to talk about because I try to not involve myself politically, but. I feel, okay, to me it's just sexy hearing that English swag, in the way that they rap. So, yes, okay, mainstream, obviously, you guys, I would say it's head to head, it's par, but I'm not going to get into politics, but I will say, that it is a turn on hearing the accent.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. So, is your real name Deena Theodora as well?
Yeah. So originally, it's Deena Theodora, and so Theodora was a Byzantine empress, and she was actually quite a quite a woman at her time in the Byzantine era, and so I have big shoes to fill in terms of women empowerment, but. My first name, and to finish that, Constantina, so Constantine as well, it's the Greek Byzantine time, so it's a very, very well-known name, Constantina Theodora, and when I was born, I'm going on rabbit trails here.
No, do your thing.
I was gonna answer one thing. You asked me about Theodora, yeah. So I have big shoes to fill because she was an amazing, very powerful empress. But Theodora is actually, if you break it down, it means gift. Theo is God and Dora is gift. And when I was born with a very traumatic entrance into the world. So it was kind of like they didn't know what was going to happen to me. And so they gave me the middle name Gift from God to kind of, just in commemoration of my traumatics at the time and coming through and finally passing the APGARD. as a baby would. But yeah, no, apparently my mother tells me stories that, they really didn't know if I was gonna make it. So, being born and having the umbilical kind of like around me sort of thing. And then coming through that, it was a very challenging first few years of my life. And then growing up, having a lot of, dealing with emotions and mental health and anxiety. I think as artists, we deal with that so much because we feel that much more. I've been good dealing with emotions lately, just trying to handle and to manage it. I think, working on the ANTs, automatic negative thoughts, I think everybody needs to work on those because we all get them. We just have to kick them out sometimes. That's where that comes from. Theodora comes from that point in my life, entrance into the world. And the rest is all Greek. It's just literally Kostadina, it's like Kostadino. Yeah.
No, fair play. So I wanted to ask as well, is there anyone you're interested to collab with in future? Not just UK now, just generally.
Well, I mean, I could say, he's here at the festival. I mean, it would be interesting. I don't know. It would be interesting to actually do a collab like that because, he obviously is, he's here. I'll just put it out. D&D. D&D. I'm D. His first name is, his initial starts with D, and I'll leave the rest to you.
No, but you know, because I've been trying to think about collabs for you, but the only thing is like you're more into pop music, and I'm trying to think. I only know more rappers.
You know what? I would have a sit down with my team and talk about the best possible kind of. We would all together come up with like a consensual agreement, just the same way that the whole thing happened with Smiley. I think it would be like a brainstorm.
Because would you want to do more collabs with rappers, or do you want to stick more into singing and pop music as well?
I think that right now I'm good with the doing this side of having the mix of the urban and the pop, but I think
Oh, actually, furthermore, I do know one person you could look in with, actually.
Okay, go.
Shout out Chanel. So I think you should look in with Chanel.
Okay.
So
let's write it down.
Yeah.
Shout out to Chanel. Okay, let's do it.
But yeah, so I'm guessing you're open to do more rapping collabs as well.
I'm open to really a lot. I would say as long as they are good to encompass like my throwback of like the 80s and the synth and kind of like that retro, right? I think that we can and I always like to have a signature like break instrumental, like crazy guitars and synth, and something like that would be nice. I want to bring back like that good feeling, getting back to all that in combination with like rap too. But I think I'd be open to a lot of different styles, not just rap.
Okay, no, definitely.
Maybe even Mark Anthony.
Because I was gonna say, like, can you rap? Any chance?
Well, you know what? If you listen to my rap, what was the track that I did actually like a little chant, like a rap chant. If you go listen to Meet Me Outside. What was yeah, go to listen to Sin City. You will hear my little chant. It's I would say it's a similar to a rap.
Okay, no, for sure.
In my style.
No, for sure. So you have your single with Smiley coming up. Mm-hmm. Is there any other tracks you have coming up as well?
Well, I don't like to spill all the beans, but I will kind of mention that there's a lot on the horizon. So right now we actually have a lot of productions in the mix, and I was debating whether or not to release one before my current track with Smiley. However, I think I'm really excited to just get that one up and out, and then following that we're going to be releasing even more, and then going on touring, and possibly shout out to all you promoters out there here in the UK. May be a really nice spot to have one of my shows, or a few of them, and to come and just be a part of the whole scene here with touring.
No, for sure. About how many have you performed before?
So one of my most iconic, I would say, was Times Square. It was during New York Fashion Week, and I think it was like, I don't know, around 15,000, like just like the whole thing, like it was like you would see the masses just build up because of the show of the it was at the time for Be the Change, which was in combination with sustainability and climate change. So it was something that I was a part of at the time, and so I opened up for the fashion scene when they were doing New York Fashion Week. So that was my most iconic.
No, definitely. And is there any like plans you have for the rest of the year as well?
Like I said, at this point, I'm flying off the seat of my pants, darling. You got to help me out, because, it's one foot after the next. And I'm just like, as excited as I am, sometimes I feel like it really is, I'm going to leave you with this quote, yesterday, I heard it from 100-year-old men, and it's beautiful. Yesterday was a, what do you say? What was it? Yesterday was the past, or history. Today, the future is a mystery, and today is the present, and it's a gift, and we just have to enjoy today, because that's all we have. So for me, when you ask me that question, do I have things looking forward to? Of course I do, but I'm just one foot in front of the next and taking it like every step of the way right now, because I literally like get so overwhelmed when I think of everything happening and so many things all at once. And even at the festival right now, you know, like just not even knowing what to expect, but knowing that great things are happening all at once. What was your question? I'm just kidding. But does that make sense?
No,
Like,
that makes sense. To cherish what you have
to
right
cherish
now.
what I have while I'm continuing working on the journey. And I think, you know, just being excited for the releases and the tourings and being with a team that is just supporting me every step of the way.
No, definitely. I appreciate you for tapping in and looking in with
And
me.
for support from all of you, all the viewers and listeners, and, you know, having me and you know, having this platform to really feature artists and feature creatives and you know, showing, being able to give people a platform.
No, I appreciate that. But bust it out, enjoy London while you can. How long are you staying there for?
Again, flying off the seat of my pants. So I think another day or two, depending on if we are able to extend a little bit so we can get an extra little pop-in performance. But for now, around Monday. So we have just a tad wee bit of time.
Just a little bit of time, yeah. Say no more. Again, I appreciate
For people
you.
that don't know you, where can they find you?
Yeah,
That's right. For people that are still not familiar, how could you? No, I'm just kidding. It's Deena Theodora, or I am Deena Theodora on all streaming platforms. Spotify, make sure to go and take a listen, because there's so much coming and so much more on the way.
Definitely appreciate you. Sweet.
Love you.